Thanks for coming, Danielle. I think this is a great opportunity for us to kind of talk a little bit about, the things that you're learning here and also what you're learning in classes and trying to make some of those connections. So, I've had a chance to kind of look at some of these questions. Maybe we can just talk a little bit about those.
Okay, sounds good.
So, how do you think your job is fitting in with your academics, the courses that you're taking?
For me, it actually fits really well just because I'm a psychology and health and human physiology major, and so a lot of the things we do here with different health consultations, a lot of it has the health and human physiology aspect, but then too, there's some form of counseling or something that comes after. And so I've really been able to apply both of those, and especially I took a class on motivational interviewing, and here that's essentially what everyone uses in order to help clients to talk more and learn more about them. And so it's really helped me to learn that the skills that I'm having in the classroom are actually applicable to the workforce, and I don't think that always happens. Sometimes you're like, oh, why am I taking this class, or why do they have me do this? But it's all made sense.
Good. Yeah, and you're really fortunate because there's a lot of direct connections with your coursework and here. Given some of the daily tasks that you do in your job, are there other general things that you're learning that might be applicable, to in a career that kind of goes back, generally speaking of?
Well, absolutely, because I usually, before this job, I wore sweatpants to class almost every day.
Sure.
And so this has kind of helped me to just develop my own professional skills, and especially with writing emails, a lot of people don't understand email etiquette in the workplace. And so I've really learned how to write emails appropriately and address them, and then also just it gets me in the mode of waking up every day, having to be to work, and it just slowly helps to guide me to what I'll be doing for the rest of my life. So it's been really good and just providing a sense of structure for me in addition to my classes.
Great. Something that's really important with us here is the communication aspect. And so kind of taking this job, what kind of things do you think you've learned about the culture of communication here that we use that have been helpful?
I think the most valuable thing for me was just learning to communicate. I think a lot of times as a student, and you have people who are older than you, professors, bosses, and it's really scary to go talk to them. Mm-hmm. And it just really helps you to kind of learn that it's okay to ask, and you have to talk to them. And then once it's open, it's so much easier to do, and work just so much more comfortable. And especially after working here for a year, I've just learned that the more that I openly communicate what my needs are or what I have going on, the more enjoyable work is, and then everybody else is kind of on the same page too. Especially with having coworkers, then they know what to expect if you're going to be in the office, and and then like if I can't make it in one day, I can talk to somebody else, and we can kind of cover for each other, which is really nice.
Yeah, I think that's great because teamwork here is a very important component of our work to make sure that we are helping each other out and filling. So what things that you're learning in class do you think are applying here at work?
Especially a lot of the stuff with my nutrition interventions class, I can apply to work. A lot of people ask for our input on different programs that we may be doing, and with that I just am more knowledgeable of what's actually going on. And then too, we do fitness testing, and since we do that for outreach here, that's been really helpful, so then I actually understand the steps to go through and how to make sure that I'm doing it accurately so the students can get a true reading of where they're at. And then some other thing, I guess I already said motivational interviewing, but those have been the three that I've really noticed in class that have stuck with me. And then, of course, time management. That's not necessarily something you learn in class, but it's something you take from it.
Right. Exactly. And that's something you're going to have the rest of your life and figure out. So when you think ahead to what you want to be doing in your career, are there specific things here that you might take with, to apply to that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because I want to go into counseling psychology, and so some things that I've taken from here can really generalize not just to that, but to any profession I would have. Like, of course, my professional skills, the fact that I know how to write an email and I know how to converse with other people who might be more superior to me, which really helps a lot. And then just time management and just being in the workplace and having to know that you have certain deadlines you need to meet, and working and communicating with others especially, because I feel like all of those help you to be more successful anywhere you work. And then, you take that and combine it with the classes I've already had, and I feel like it's really just helped to set me up to be successful.
Great. One of your strengths is organization and attention to detail. How did you determine what organization, techniques or strategies you were going to use in this particular job, given your job responsibilities?
I've always done to-do lists just because it helps me to figure things out, and so I kind of just took that and then applied it to more work things as opposed to school. And that has been so helpful, because a lot of times I write everything down, and a lot of times you say, okay, I've got that, and then I don't write it down, and then you don't remember. So what I've tried and I've gotten good at making a habit of is writing it down and putting a date that it needs to be done by, so then I can be sure that it's done and what exactly needs to be done. And I try to do it as soon as I can so I don't forget about the little things that somebody may have said.